And welcome back, everybody, to Season 2 of the Universal Open, presented by Brisk and 7-Eleven. And it's time for the final part of the show today and our final game of the show. We've had more upsets today. We've had Dignitas falling out of the tournament. It's time for our last game now, and it's going to be two Swedes who've been making an impressive run through our lower bracket, taking on Fnatic. Now, gentlemen, let's talk a little bit about this one. Our final game of the day today has, again, sprung some surprises. Only one Game 5 today in comparison to yesterday, but two Swedes. Let's start with those guys, Achieves. They've made an impressive run through this bracket.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, they've took down a 5-game series with Dignitas to start off the day. They didn't come out on top, but they've taken down a couple of really strong opponents. I'm sitting here trying to find
Team
everything.
Secret and Dignicats.
Thank you. See, Shogun's on his A game, and I have the bracket in front of me, and he beat me to it.
In that case, Shogun.
Yeah. But no, they've done great. And to be honest, since I don't play in Europe, I know nothing about them. So guilty as charged. I tried. I went and looked. I don't know. It's Liard and Vortex, though.
What can you tell us about two Swedes?
Two Swedes? I don't know. I think I'm about 200 in-game rating off being able to play against them. They're sort of a team that have yet to...
You managed to get it in, didn't you?
What?
Your rank.
What, that I'm really bad?
No, that's fine.
Carry on.
No, it's fine. Go on.
They're definitely a team that is obviously around, but I don't know what to expect them because we haven't seen them in anything competitive so far. Maybe some ESLs onto their belts, but nothing really beyond that. They've definitely caught us by surprise. Everyone they've faced in the bracket.
Yes.
See, all right, you caught us, two Swedes. We were expecting you to be knocked out by now. You're the 16th seed, and you're one of the 7 people remaining.
That's the incredible bit.
Well
is the
done.
15th and the 16th seed made it to this point. Inspiration and two Swedes all made it here. Ridiculous from Europe. I've sort of played it up before, but the way I used to always play up European depth is that, you know, teams 8 through to about 20 are all usually pretty good. I didn't expect it to be for 2s as well, though. I didn't expect it to maybe go even deeper than that, and for players that, you know, I consider myself pretty proud on how much scouting I do regarding upcoming European talent, and I'm caught. So
guilty as
Swedes.
charged.
Two Swedes.
You're not letting that one go, are you?
No, everyone in the chat. I don't know how. If you can do that, I don't know. Just do it. Anyway, let's talk about Fnatic though, because they've had an equally impressive run. Haven't shown their full potential so far, I don't believe, but they've done enough to win their games, which is obviously the most important thing here. Yeah,
very much the Kronovi Rizzo, the level-headed. Let's sit back, see if we get an opportunity. If we do, we'll take advantage of it, and it's been the way to win for these guys. And since we don't know what two Swedes can do. Not sure what we're going to see. It's Carl G and Vortex. Go beat him, I guess.
It's exciting, though. As you say, it's exciting to see what's been effective for these guys, how it's made them so unpredictable for the bracket so far as how far they've got and some of the teams they've taken down as well. You got to remember this two Swedes team. They just took down PSG as well. So you know, no, sorry, that was the other side of the bracket. Apologies, my bad. But they've taken down some impressive names along the way, and there's a reason. Dignicats, sorry. There's a reason that they're here, and I'm excited to see what they bring to the table here because it is an unknown quantity for us all. Yeah,
and they took down Dignicats in a great way as well. You know, 3-0.
We're both really struggling with this. We're both like, it's Dignicatas.
I know, right?
Or Dignitas.
They beat Turbo and Rimco 3-0. And, you know...
That's not an easy feat.
I love that they sat down against Turbo and just went, yeah, you're not the Swedish player for this tournament. We will represent Sweden today.
Swedes.
It's actually pretty impressive. When we look at, like...
You're all over that one.
The regions or the countries right now that are producing top-level Rocket League players, it's actually very much started to change over recent times. I mean, Scotland used to be pretty much how we expected to be the best producer of Rocket League players, at least for Europe.
There's a lot of French players.
There's a lot. I think France is now very much #1 for us, but also Sweden.
Yeah,
really stepping up and producing some good players.
All right, then. Well, it looks like the players have finally managed to join into the lobby, so we will get game number one underway as soon as we possibly can. Let us know your predictions for this as well. Use the hashtag UOS2 to let us know who you think is going to be the final team to make it through to the final day. Oh, it's a sad moment, is it? The final day of the closed qualifiers for the Universal Open, which will be broadcasting here from London. But predictions from you, gentlemen, very quickly.
Gotta pick Fnatic. There's no data for the other team, so how can I bet against it?
Fnatic.
I'm going to go...
No, I'm looking at you right now, and I saw that look in your eye.
I'm going terrified mode. I'm going two Swedes.
You're going... Yes, that's what I thought you were going to say. That's why I asked you. I just, that glint, as soon as you said Fnatic, I just saw Shogun go... Two Swedes. Okay, well, you know
chaotic neutral Shogun.
It looks like one of the players is actually just going to take a little bit of time before we can get into this one. So I don't know where to go. I'm very much on the fence where to go with my prediction for this one. But there's a part of me that just thinks 2 Swedes are taking it, man. I just think, I don't know why. Game 5, who knows?
You know, you've been all over this.
It feels like
I've been their marketing team, basically.
Every single week, we've managed to have one team that has just completely shocked us. We've even got it this week.
Well, here we go then. Game number 1's about to get underway. It's our final game of the day. 2 Swedes taking on Fnatic.
So Carl G taking the ball to start us off. Fnatic caught so many early goals in their previous series. They'll be looking to do the exact same yet again here. Carl G. Right, so Vortex is actually a player I'm somewhat familiar with. I've come up against him a few times, but I've got nothing else other than that.
I played that guy.
As soon as I saw the ridiculous capitalization, it suddenly clicked for me a little bit. But Carl G, I've got nothing on.
Yeah, there was a Vortex in CRL.
He's definitely not the same one.
Yes, that is the North American Vortex.
Oh, tries to be a little bit sneaky. Maestro with the challenge. Will be dropping down. And once again, Maestro's finding the angles and gonna make them pay.
Yeah, Maestro definitely clinical in that first series whenever they got a couple of chances. Great pinch here from Snatsky, though, straight up. Asks a lot from Vortex, says you're gonna have to make a perfect read if you want to get this. If there's one thing the pros always have, it is blazing fast reads.
Maestro wins the challenge, but gives the ball over to Vortex. And usually for some of these players that we have been less familiar with, they come in and there's usually a title there for us to follow up with, but nothing quite like that on 2 Swedes, and Fnatic really taking the fight to them.
Yeah, Carl G a little bit late to the challenge. Vortex also caught off guard by the hard cut from Maestro. A quick recovery on the lip in the corner, and just a nice dish out to the top of the box, and a nice solid finish from Snatsky.
Maestro just tapping it over. Keep this ball being followed, but Carl G has stole the ball from him, or at least the boost. And he's going to follow it up. Nice simple play there, but 2 Swedes are back in the game.
What happened here? Maestro in charge, defending over the top of him, and I think Snatsky, he had the boost. He had all the time in the world to get back. I think he just thought Maestro was going to hit that ball, and when he didn't, Snatsky just wasn't in position to make a play on it.
Good challenge to start us off. Vortex can't quite get to the ball beforehand, but he does get the boost. Still got his hood. Can't go any further. Defense of Fnatic has been previously very difficult to try and open up. Back out. Carl G had a passing option. That's very wasteful just to hand that straight over to Maestro. 2 Swedes going to need to really make the most of their chances. Maestro forcing the challenge, goes underneath. And it's got to be said, Maestro has just been on point with his chances today.
A great first touch there. Carl G a little bit hesitant in the midfield to really drive up and challenge. And Vortex, he's not positioned into the net. He doesn't have any momentum behind him except sideways. And Maestro, all that weight behind the middle of the ball, just drives it right through him.
Carl G can't get past Maestro on the kickoff. That is such a cutting angle. Snatsky with the follow-up. It's going to go long. Fnatic still very aggressive in this game.
Maestro just took a cut to grab the midfield boost when it hadn't spawned. And it came back at the perfect time to allow him to make that defensive play.
No boost in that corner, though. Carl G will have a chance to try and set something up. Vortex can't get it above Snatsky.
2-on-1. Not a fan of that touch from Carl G. Had all the space in the world on the pitch. Should have went into the dribble.
Back out. Snatsky puts that straight over to Carl G, and now Maestro with the clear. Controlled that a little bit better. There might have been a better chance for a break. With a 2-goal lead, Fnatic seeming perfectly fine. Double tap from Snatsky, almost there. Vortex keeping it away. That 3-goal lead could very well spell the end of this game. At least what is 2. 2 Swedes just need a decent run of play to get it back into their favor. Carl G gets there in time, but there is Snatsky, can't do anything else. And Vortex has brought this down to a 1-goal game.
That was a great stop by Snatsky here on this first one. The second save even better. but Maestro just lost out on the boost battle, and Vortex, honestly, not even sure how he got that ball behind Maestro. Thought the angle was great. But sometimes, you know, you put in the perfect touch on the ball.
Vortex. Two Swedes have been very good off the kickoff, at least getting the first player to challenge. Just haven't found a way past Fnatic, but that might be a good way of them just picking up a few easier goals for themselves. Maestro putting the ball up high. No follow. Instead, just takes it under his own control and pushes it to the corner. Karl G, he's got no boost around here to work with.
While this is a one-goal game, it feels like Vortex and Karl G, they feel that, you know, pressure of pace that a lot of top-level players can bring into a match. Because it feels like they're expecting Snaski and Maestro to be on top of literally everything they try and do, and it almost feels like they're rushing a couple of touches just because they're expecting that.
Certainly could be the case. Vortex, bring it back to a tie game, but it is saved. Snaski doesn't look comfortable with the ball. Gonna require Maestro to help him out for the time being. And that's
Great
a player
demo.
out. We are gonna have a 3-all game. Two Swedes have made the comeback.
That was on Vortex's camera when he put that one in too. He's just like, all right, don't mess this up. You let it roll all the way in front. All right, there we go.
I'm a fan.
Clinical
Listen,
Shogun.
I would have taken another touch just to set it up if I was him. You can never be too safe. So now, 3 goals each. Just need to find that one more goal to start the alarm bells ringing. Remember, they have taken down Team Secret and Dignicats. That is the roster of Turbo Pulsar and Remco.
That is a great point. I suppose they're already familiar with
They are.
pace, just from Remco and Turbo's game.
I mean, it's a starter play that you would consider to be very similar to Fnatic. Heavy challenge-based, heavy on the rotation.
Yeah.
Very adverse to making mistakes. Going along, this is going to be the final question asked of Vortex. I think he did well enough with it, just wanted to keep the ball out from this side of the field. Now, one more chance, Karl G.
He's not going to be able to do much, but just the fact that he was able to weasel that chance out at all kind of surprises me. Maestro giving up the ball in the midfield. Great fake from Karl G, and
Another shot. Like, these kickoffs are usually going over to two Swedes.
you can see the threat in how Vortex and Karl G have gotten here, but do they hang on? Over the top, and a good stop from Vortex.
Maestro, he's gone to that air dribble well one too many times. Actually, no, I'm not going to say that because it's been working relatively well. There's been no side effects to him going for it. Snaski,
yeah.
This could be to finish off the game. Will not have it. I think Karl G had that one covered, but they can't afford to give too much over. Maestro goes for it again. Just needs to win one of those challenges, and that will be game over, and Fnatic will take it.
Ooh. Again, Maestro gives up the ball.
Karl G, he's got support around, but Snaski sniffs the challenge, and he's just going to move forward and take it. Now looking for his chance.
Ooh.
A lot of space being given up from two Swedes. They're just waiting for the ball to come towards them.
And Maestro not content with a half chance right now. He's perfectly willing to play a passive game and go for another challenge.
Ooh, Maestro. Just constantly trying to transfer the ball to a good shooting opportunity. Now it's Vortex, and Snaski uses the wall just to loft the ball above the net. Snaski back out. Maestro won't get there.
Oh, got lucky. Karl G had just shot that ball. This game is over. A lot of space being given by Snaski and Maestro as well. Surprising to see them give up on so many of these potential challenges out of the midfield. Here's a shot, though, far left, and Karl G will tip that into the corner.
What a save that was. Fnatic trying for the pressure, but Maestro, after missing the ball, will be forced to go all the way back. They actually don't look too comfortable here. It's going to allow two Swedes to start moving forward. Vortex wants to go for Snaski, but can't quite take it over. And now Snaski's over to the other end of the pitch by himself. Might have been an overextension, but not air. Maestro can't follow up. Two Swedes just saw victory and defeat both flash before their eyes.
And you see both ends of the spectrum there. It's Vortex and Karl G biting off more than they think they can get away with. They're like, we've got a double demo in the net. Let's send everything. And Snasky and Maestro trying to prove them wrong. They got fortunate that wasn't in the back, and Maestro gets in front of this one. Carl G trying to find a pass, and Snasky will cut it out.
And that shot was on target as well. That required Snasky. Although this might require Maestro, who was getting bumped. Achieves, you just sort of threw your pen. We'll pick that up in a second.
I don't understand how Snasky and Maestro are stopping all of these.
That defense has been rock solid all day long, and Maestro just made himself big enough to really force the ball over the top.
It's the craziest thing. Snasky and Maestro are just giving so many opportunities to their opposition, and somehow they're able to keep all of them out.
This is now the longest overtime we've seen this weekend. A demo means Vortex is against Maestro, but Maestro's played for time incredibly well. Might even go the whole way to the net. Carl G
and the demo.
Can't do enough, and Fnatic have got game number 1. But boy, were they made to work for it.
And it doesn't matter at all, you know? It's always just enough to win the game. Surprising to see Vortex and Carl G get so many chances over on the orange side of the net. Oh, another 1-goal game for Fnatic. You know, they could be playing Dignitas for all I care. It'd be the same thing. It'd be like, look, we're going to give you the ball. We're going to let you drive it up at us and see what you can do. And then they'll just stop everything in front of the net. They had to make 9 saves that game. Yeah. I don't know how they allow this many chances, and they still win. It's insane.
It's an interesting formula, is the way that we can look at it. A lot of pressure in overtime coming in from 2 Swedes there, and you have to give them some props for their mental strength, because they went down pretty early here, 2 goals to 0, and you thought at that point, oh, is this the end of the road for them? It's become a little bit too deep into the tournament, but they managed to come back. They managed to send it to overtime. And for Fnatic to withstand that pressure for so long, so impressive.
Well, we saw it earlier on against Mouse, how when Fnatic usually get a 2-goal lead, that's game over. They've been doing such a good job of locking out. So for 2 Swedes to make a comeback, that's already a huge statement from them. But, and you can sort of say it for which team lost this. Both teams will feel like they should have won that one. It's only that Fnatic did.
It's a great point, and we see some of the replays here towards the end. A great save there from Carl G to send it into overtime, but
and that miss right there, you were thinking, oh my goodness.
That one as well from Vortex, chance there. It really was so tight, and it was just finished at the end.
Exactly, it was whoever finally put the ball in the back of the net. It was one and done on both sides of the pitch, and it's just, you know, Fnatic finally got the demo with a perfect setup.
So we finally got to see some of 2 Swedes. First time we've seen them on broadcast. First time you 2 guys have really laid eyes on them as players in a team. What impressed you, Shogun, about what you saw from them in that first game? Not only obviously taking Fnatic in deep into overtime, but what was impressing you?
I quite like the challenges so far. They're doing a very good job of not necessarily moving forward and trying to take challenges whenever they can, which can sort of be a downfall to many teams where just go fast, go for challenges, because if you do that, Fnatic are going to win every single one of them. They're going to open you up into a 2v1. Instead, they're allowing Fnatic to move the ball towards the midfield and then going for the challenge. That gives you so many more options across the field, and also could potentially give you a 1v1, maybe a 2v1. So I kind of like the pacing so far. It wasn't great in the opening minute.
Yeah, felt a little rushed at the start, but they settled in well.
Yeah, once they settled, much better.
Okay, achieves Fnatic seemingly just getting over the line, which is fine for them. You know, that's the thing. I mean, they'll be quite happy to take home a slice of $100,000 if they win by 1 goal every single series.
Yes.
But I mean,
you're an Arsenal fan. You should be used to this.
What, winning?
Oh, okay, maybe not.
Maybe back in like the 2000s, but you know, we've moved on now. We're solidly in 5th, 6th place. No American fans are going to understand this, but it's fine. It's fine.
It's the European week. We don't care.
That's very true. But I mean, Fnatic still showing signs that they can bleed and they can be beaten here. Yes. It's just they're relying so heavily on this defense at the moment. Do you think that could come back to bite them at some point?
Absolutely. I will continue to stand by that. Fortune favors the offensive. Somehow Fnatic have denied my personal belief system up till now, and they've come out on top more than they've lost. But
I love the typical American response, being presented a fact and saying, nope!
It's amazing. I'm just so surprised, because you take any top-level team. If you take Fnatic and you say, all right, K-Dop and Violet Panda, you've got 10 shots on the net versus us however you want to take them. They've backed out of so many challenges in the midfield. They've given all the space in the world, and they've had to make so many goal line stops, and I just don't believe it's possible to keep it up for that long.
Well, they're going to have to. It seems to be the way if they're going to continue playing the way that they are at the moment. Looks like Game 2 is about to get ready as well, so we'll get into that as soon as we can. But 2 Swedes down by 1 in the series, but have shown that they have game-winning potential against this Fnatic squad. So I'm expecting a long series here. I'm not expecting a 3-0. I'm expecting at least a 3-1, potentially a Game 5. Let's hope that we can close out this second day of action with a Game 5. But first of all, we've got to get through our second game of the series.
Absolutely do, and Carl G, that was crucial that he did pick up that mid boost. Otherwise, it would have given Snasky both ball and boost, and potentially an open area to the net. Right down the middle, needed to be on target. Follow-up from Vortex, cannot be finished off. Maestro on his hook. Snasky's out looking for blood, and he's just going to slot that one in. You know what, Snasky, you did a lot of the work. You can have that.
Yeah, this was a pretty clean dribble from Maestro. It's great recognition, good vision in front, and Vortex, a heck of an effort, to be fair. He saw the demo come and said, nope, we're going up the back wall. We're taking that option off the table for you guys. And he tried to get back down, but that's all set up by Snaxky, like you said. A good demo attempt, and Maestro biding his time.
Maestro will take this. It's 2 different challenges against Carl G. Neither of them really able to win out. Vortex. It's always going too low for that one to really test Fnatic, who've got an opening lead. I feel like Fnatic are the most dangerous opening minute team in the world right now because they've got yet another one. They've scored more goals in the opening minute than they have throughout minutes 4 through to 0.
And it's a brilliant dribble from Snasky out of the midfield. He gives that little cut to the right side just to get a peek around the ball because he can't really see over it at the top with that dribble at first. And then he says, ah, there he is. And then he just drives it right under him after he sees that short hop. Brilliant play.
Maestro might have the follow-up opportunity. That could have been 3 within our opening minute. Fnatic seem to be really settling down. It's going to be up to 2 Swedes to try and find new paths.
Nice pass.
He's going to really try and open them up. Snasky right down the middle of the shot.
Little
allow
antsy
Carl G to save.
From 2 Swedes there. Maybe a little double commit syndrome on defense right now. A lot of pressure coming out from Snasky and Maestro. I like it. I'm glad that they get to drive the pace for a little bit.
Carl G. But watch Snasky slowly creeping up on him. That could be dangerous. Maestro to the far side. Off the backboard, and this is now all down to Vortex. He's got it up to Carl G. But Fnatic, just with a boa constrictor hold on this game right now. 2 minutes have been played, and that was about as close to the orange side of that board has been.
Man, Maestro putting on a midfield defense clinic.
Just not letting anything pass. He looks like Maestro from We Them Girls.
Ah, yes.
Back when the midfield belonged to them, although Vortex is going to just slowly drive this one in. And here's the thing when you try and control the midfield, you make even one mistake, you're gone.
Yeah, Snasky, a very risky challenge, to say the least. Maestro out of position, up on the opposition's back wall, and he says, I can win this challenge in a 2-on-1 out of the midfield, and you know, maybe if he did, it could have worked out. But again, twos is all about risk management. And giving your opposition a chance to just cream it like that, cut the lead in half, that one's not worth it if you ask me.
It could also be a case of trying to avoid the 2v1. Either way, Fnatic seeing their lead cut in half. Snasky. Have that back down. That is 2 players commit from 2 Swedes.
Wow.
Just difference of ideas from them. For us to pick a side, I believe the infield pass player was definitely the right decision. So, you know, whoever that was not, definitely your fault. Snasky just
nice tip.
Tapping the ball onwards.
And Maestro and Snasky exerting far more pressure on the ball this time. Snasky kind of stuck in the net right there. He had a lot of time to go grab boost, and he's only now just allowed time for that to happen.
Look how far back Carl G is. Considering his team was on the offensive, that's quite a lot of space to be giving up. Although that is a hard save for Maestro to make, and he can't quite do enough. If it's slightly to the left, he can push it to the left. If it's slightly to the right, he can push it to the right. It's right down his throat, though, this one.
Yeah.
And he can't do much more.
You can try and get it above the net, but no. Vortex just launched it at him and said, stop this one.
And once again, 2 Swedes from 2 goals down have made the comeback. Every single time it looks like they're down and out, they just somehow get themselves back in the game.
No
This
boost
time around,
here
they've
for
got
Vortex.
to try and maintain. Good block again. Snasky looks to get a demo. Follow-up, it should be around, but Maestro chose better than to go for it. Didn't quite know if Snasky was in a good defensive position. There's more demos happening.
Yeah.
Vortex on Maestro.
Oh, does it pay
and
off?
there's actually nobody around.
Oh.
Off the post.
I was just thinking, Vortex went for that demo on the orange side of the field just because it was an option. He didn't really know what was happening over on the other side of the field. He's like, look, Carl G, you're in a 1v1 fist Snasky. Let me deal with Maestro, and turned into a great opportunity, but the placement not there.
2 Swedes will look at that as a missed opportunity. Had a few of those so far once they get up to 2 goals each. Maestro off the backboard, double tap, gone for and nailed by Maestro.
I think Vortex here, as he was driving back, maybe lost his spot on the field a little bit. Might have thought he was a little closer to the net than he actually was. Stopped well short of the line. And just Vortex, at that point, outpaced.
I think he just tried to play dead. Just jumped down onto his back and just went, oh, Maestro, please don't score that. Now 2 Swedes down yet again. This would be their 3rd comeback. Snasky's taken out one of them. And that gives Maestro plenty of time just to do whatever he wants.
Good pass.
Straight back down. Snasky forced to save. Carl G can't get a hold of any boost or any bumps.
Wow. Very patient play there from Vortex. It was a tough read to make. Decided to wait an extra second. Unfortunately, they didn't get possession.
20 seconds left. Oh, should be a 2-goal lead. Maestro didn't get enough contact.
Oh, and a miss.
Snasky, you know he's not going to try and commit for that. No need to for him. More bump plays happening. That could have been a 2-0 lead. And now Carl G looking to make him pay. They can't let this one hit the floor. And it looks like a very disjointed attempt, but an attempt nonetheless.
Oh,
Maestro
nice bump.
Keeps attacking Vortex. Fnatic 2-0 up.
Fnatic 2-0 up, as you say, just about managing to scrape out another result there. 2 Swedes showing that they've got the firepower to bring these games back, even though Fnatic keep getting out to these hot starts. But again, Fnatic, a little bit of magic towards the end with a double tap to secure that game. But it was interesting to see towards the end of that game. It seemed like Fnatic were going for a lot more demos and bumps and starting to get a little bit aggressive on their opponents to change things up a bit.
Just even at the start, Snasky and Maestro already exerting a lot more pressure on the field out of the midfield. Didn't matter how much boost they had, they felt confident enough that they could win challenges versus these guys. And yeah, towards the end of the game, it became about managing the clock and just the situation overall, and said, look, if we take them out of the play, they're not going to be able to convert as much. One little risky over attempt, not quite necessary. They got punished for it, but again, they locked down afterwards and said, all right, let's just make the stops. Tough one for Maestro. Technically a stop, but not good enough. But after that, it was that big missed chance. Had to go in.
That was the only real big, clear opportunity that the guys on 2 Swedes had to get themselves into the lead. And as you say, you always know that Fnatic have something in their locker to win these games. You've got to be putting those ones away, Shogun. I'm sure he'll want that one back.
It happened last game as well, where they had a bit more of a, well, less clear-cut opportunity. I don't really think opportunities can come more clear-cut than that one than we just saw. But for 2 Swedes, they're playing really well when they're 2 goals down. Maybe a sticky note over the top of the...
You're 2 goals down.
Yes, just all, like -2 at all times, and they'll keep playing really well. Just need to be more clinical when the game is just there for them to take. They're very happy to play when they're down, but just look uncomfortable whenever there is a close match.
The strange thing for me is the Fnatic seem to come out of the gates hot, get those first couple of goals, and then they revert back into that style. It almost beggars wonder of why not just continue playing the way that you start the game with.
Thank you.
Because
it's a sprint. What are you guys doing? It's a sprint, not a marathon.
It's been so effective in that first minute of the game. You almost feel like it's like, okay, we've won the game now. We'll just kind of see the game out. Whereas
it's like, no, go smash the face in. Come on.
I mean,
no mercy.
If they do that for another minute or so, then there's a potential that they're 3 up, and then that's much more comfortable to manage the last few minutes of the game.
Exactly.
It feels like Fnatic in the first minute is S tier. Fnatic for the rest of the game is B tier.
Fair enough. Well, they are, again, doing enough to make it through. That's the important thing for them, and they'll be quite happy not to have to sweat too hard if they make it through right now. So third game now. Will Fnatic close this one out, or do you think the two Swedes are going to find a way back in? Because it's all or nothing now for them.
I think there's too much in the favor of Fnatic, and also a big difference maker is their ability to convert half chances. I think they're just too mechanically sound. They've been around too long at the top. They've got all that experience behind them as well. They're not going to crack under any sort of pressure. So,
two Swedes. Is the dream dead?
I picked two Swedes when we came in.
I picked Fnatic.
Did you?
No.
Oh.
But I did now.
I picked two Swedes when I came in here. The story, if they were to make the comeback, would sound too
mind-blowing.
Cool. So I'm going to stick with it.
You're sticking with it. I respect it.
I don't know.
You're a stronger man than I am. Let's find out anyway. It's time for our third game of the series. Fnatic looking for the sweep right now. Two Swedes. Have you got a reverse sweep in you?
So here's the idea, Achieves. No one ever brings it up to you. If the team is 2-0 down and you stick with them, no one ever cares. If they make the comeback, I'm a genius. Carl G. And take over. It's that opening minute right now that we're looking to from Fnatic. They've just been so dangerous previously. Maestro tries to tap down, but Carl G should have this. Gonna go behind Snaski, who's slightly out of position. Carl G, though, low on boost. You should tell for the amount of double jumps that he was taking. And Maestro, he's I feel like he's overplayed that one. Carl G just looking at him going, oh, okay, cool.
But why?
Now Carl G on his hood. Snaski early challenge, that is crucial. Did not allow Carl G to take that ball into his own control.
Man, Vortex really trying to assert some physical control over this game, trying to take Maestro out of a couple of plays.
I'd actually like to see two Swedes go a bit wider with their secondary player. They've got a player on the right-hand wall, send someone close to the left-hand side of the field, so you've got the ability to roll onto the ball. But they're just behind shadowing at this moment, and it's not working out.
Yeah, it makes the offense one-dimensional when you don't have a good spread. You limit your options by not being lateral.
Well, just off screen, Carl G is gone. It means Maestro can try and take the shot. Snaski with the follow-up. Vortex will push that one just away. Now Carl G, 0 boost. I actually like this idea. Just get some space for your team and then look to see if you can steal anything, but...
Good chance for Maestro. It's been effective so far.
Now Snaski. Early shot from him. Carl G can't get there.
Now Maestro didn't really do too much with this one this time. Vortex was right on top of it, but unfortunately that ball kicked right out, and Carl G made the wrong read. He thought Maestro was going to win that ball, and it was going to go up the side wall. Started moving that direction. It kicked right back out in the midfield, and just too much time to turn around and try and make a save.
Now, it must be said, Snaski's positioning has been so good this series. He just plants himself in the middle of the field and just says, it's coming to me.
Yeah,
I know for a fact it's coming to me. And every single time he's done it, guess what? It's come to him. Opportunity to try and even this up. Two Swedes. Trying to find some way to save their tournament lives. The Maestro of that demo. Gonna make life much more difficult. Vortex did pick up the boost. Now gonna go off the ceiling, but pretty much no commitment from Fnatic means that this is gonna be so hard to get it any further.
Tough clear here for Carl G. Oh, beautiful.
He's done well enough with it. There was enough pace, and he just got there for the half volley. Snaski. That would have been pretty ridiculous if he got it to work out. Carl G's off looking for Maestro, who doesn't seem to be around to hit. If you're going to go for that, you don't want to be taking the ball into the air.
Yeah, it wasn't the best touch. First touch from Vortex. It went straight up, didn't have a lot of forward distance. Carl G was cherry picking there, and he was like, look, you have a pass option, but again, that first touch, a little bit too much on it, and it really limited what he could do with it afterwards.
Time ticking away. 2 minutes left in this game, still 1-0 to Fnatic. Vortex has got it past Maestro, looking to go over the top of Snaski.
Here we go.
Carl G has to get this, but it's right down through the middle, and Snaski can cover it.
Yeah, Carl G had to shoot that one slow. Maestro came out right in front of it. If he just blasts into that ball, Maestro takes it out to the side. Carl G had to make the adjustment, and Snaski was there to cover it.
Yet again, the recovery from Fnatic, too strong in defense. Seems like both players are able to get 2 or 3 saves before they're officially out of the play. Maestro's going to test Vortex a little bit, but now the 2v1. They've got to make this work out, and they have done it. They see the chance, and they seize the chance.
That was a brilliant play from Vortex, not trying to clear that ball off the back wall, let it bounce onto his hood, because Carl G was out in front of him, and Carl G says, all right, buddy, you want to dribble it? I'll go make a move out of the way, and they do just that. Brilliant execution on the 2v1 for 2 Swedes.
Snaski tried to find a path, but none would have worked out for him. Karl G's going to have to try and save a Snaski shot. And now suddenly Fnatic might have to be a little bit more careful with where they put these. These 2 Swedes have now shown a happiness just to leave a player in the midfield that can turn around.
Oh, what a block.
There's the follow-up.
Oh,
Maestro, he can
so
finish this
free.
one. And he's going to do exactly that. 2 Swedes just panicked.
There's a massive block from Snaski in the midfield, and Vortex just trying to get that quick turnaround in the midfield because it stalled right in front of him. And unfortunately just beat out to the ball by Maestro.
Just assumed that he could get there in time. Instead, it was all Maestro.
All set up by that brilliant block from Snaski, though. Awesome follow-through.
So now that 1-0 lead, well, 1-goal lead reestablished. Looking for a pass over to Vortex. It's too heavy. And Snaski, this has dropped very nicely for him. But yet again, they'll be happy to see that Karl G is on 0 boost. Otherwise, that could have been another transition goal for 2 Swedes. Flip reset, gained.
Wow. I think Maestro gave a little bit of respect to that touch there for Vortex. I think he was about to go for it and then said, hang on, what if he hits it?
Oh, 2 Swedes go for the same ball yet again.
Antsy.
Very antsy. They're not going to get too many opportunities. Karl G to the corner. He wants to pick up the boost, but it's a very heavy first touch. Might put it behind Vortex.
10 seconds.
Final roll of the dice for 2 Swedes. They've taken out Team Secret and they've taken out Dig the Cats. But they need to do this, and they will not be able to. Maestro finishes the job. Vortex is out of here. His team is out of here. Fnatic progress to Thursday.
And at the end of the day, just came down to speed in this last game. Maestro and Snaski read the ball. Couple of...
Maybe a 2v1 goal. No mercy, Maestro.
Oh, he saved it.
I respect that anyway. I respect that every day of the week.
I do.
Here we go then, ladies and gentlemen. A 3-0 sweep to finish the day out on day number 2 here of the Universal Open European Closed Qualifiers. Fnatic make it through. They've made it through. It was going to be one heck of a job for any team to make it through to our final day, who's been going through all of the matches today. Such a deep talent pool in every single team, but they managed to do it. They managed to do just enough to make it through to tomorrow.
But at least games 2 and 3 out of that series were a little bit more out of that one. It started getting far more offensive chances, even in this game number 3 especially. Started really boxing in Karl G and Vortex over on their own half and giving them way less opportunities on net. A lot of shots on net, not necessarily quality, but just testing the defense and saying, look, you're going to have to make some stops here, and it cost a lot of time. And eventually they pulled through.
I feel like there was just one major change from Fnatic, and it's a small change, but it became so big, is that off-the-ball player became a shadow player. Very close to the on-ball player, and they were just going for challenges. They were happy to go for a challenge. As soon as the ball became loose, Maestro, Snaski, whoever was not going for the original dribble, then came through, took control of the ball, and took a shot. And that just meant that they could keep consistent pressure up because they were always first to the ball.
Okay, well, one thing to point out for the final time today as well is overall today we had 71 goals scored, which is a fantastic achievement. It was a grind today, to be honest, in some of these matches. Very, very tightly competitive games. So 710 meals will be donated thanks to our partners over at Soylent to the World Food Programme USA for the final time today. If you want to get involved, head over to wfpusa.org/Universal Open. And again, massive thanks to our partners over at Soylent for everything they're doing during Season 2 of the Universal Open. Now, one thing that I'm always excited to talk about, and one thing that you gave away earlier, Achieves, disappointed in you. No, you put a suggestion in the suggestion box, is of course the State Farm assist of the day.
Yes. I still hope it's that one, just because it was so funny. That's all I want.
Okay, fair enough. Anything that stood out to you, Shogun?
No, actually, I'm probably going to have to stick with Achieves on this one. That was...
I'm going
to try not to reveal too much about it right now, because
just in case people tuned in after it
just
happened.
in case.
Okay, well, if we are ready, we'll obviously bring up our State Farm assist of the day and see who managed to take that one home. Who is it going to be?
Oh, it's not. Dignitas method. Okay.
See, knowing that Dignitas is on the field. Okay. Ooh. All right, all right. Oh, it's off the backboard. Okay, there's the follow.
Rich Runday.
It's a good outplay out of the midfield, and even better to just buy some space out onto the other side. Violent Panda doesn't have any boost to work with there in that situation, and Rixaronde keeps it slow and says, hang on a minute, let's make sure you don't get any chances. Pulls him out of the way, too. Rixaronde beating everybody and saying, yes, here's a silver platter, and please put this one in, Burrito.
And finish your dinner. And Burrito did finish his dinner. Ironically called Burrito as well. Anyway, let's remind ourselves in that series as well. That was a series where Method did manage to take down a team Dignitas. But let's have a brisk bracket update now. And let's show you how everything is stacked up for tomorrow. It has been a war so far in this European closed qualifier. The final teams that we have left, we have 6 teams left who will go to battle once more tomorrow. The first game of the day will have No Names taking on Class on Grass, Complexity taking on Girls, and then at the bottom of our bracket you can see Fnatic and Method are the 2 survivors of everything that happened today. I mean, we lost PSG, we lost Dignitas, we lost Dignicats, we lost Mel Sports. It has been a battle, gentlemen, and I mean, both Method and Fnatic, although they've made it through, they're going to have their wounds.
And, you know, all the credit in the world to them. There's a reason we called it the blender on day 1. It's because it's not easy once you go into a blender to get out of it. And if there's any 2 teams that were going to do it, Method and Fnatic earned it.
Okay, well, the final thoughts from you, Shogun, on what has been an attritional day of Rocket League.
Make sure you're here tomorrow, because it only gets better.
Okay, well, of course, we always want to hear from you guys as well. We thank you for joining us, but make sure you use the hashtag UOS2 and follow us at Universal Open to make sure that you're up to date with absolutely everything. Get your predictions in for tomorrow. Let us know the 4 teams who you think are going to make it through to the finals. It's going to be a crazy day tomorrow. We hope that you'll join us. We'll be back the same time tomorrow to find our 4 qualifiers. We have 6 teams left. There's only 4 spots to go. We'll find out tomorrow who goes through to the finals.